Hey guys, it's your girl Tammy Torres. Welcome to the G.E.M, the Grand Enterprises Movement. Our mission is to motivate, to energize, to uplift, to encourage, and of course, to inspire one another each and every single day. I am super duper excited, y'all. We have an amazing guest star with us today. Her name is Miss Candace Tuck, y'all. I'm excited because she is going to be our spiritual chiropractor, y'all, today. I'm super duper excited. There is so much that I want to learn from you today, Miss Candace, and I am just ready to just jump right in and just get to all the good stuff. But first, can you please introduce yourself? I know we did a brief introduction, but tell the people who you are and what you bring to the gym today.
Okay. So again, hello, first of all, everybody. Thank you, Tammy, for having me. Yes, I have affectionately been dubbed the Spirit Chiropractor. And so I am a spiritual life coach and relationship coach. I am a motivational speaker. And I just love helping people live their best life. Like whatever that looks like for them and what I know is in them, that's what I want to do. So yeah, all things, whether it's speaking, whether it's coaching, or wherever God just called me to be. So
I love
and
that.
that's why I'm here, because I'm like, let's do it, Tammy.
Yes, because I said, well, how do you inspire? You was like, well, listen, I'm a spiritual coach and I'm going to dive into X, Y. I said, you know what? Yeah, we need you on a G.E.M. So listen, how long have you been a spiritual coach and what made you get into becoming a spiritual coach?
So I've been a spiritual life coach for 4 years. Officially graduated in 2020. But before that, I was a life counselor. So I have my degree in counseling, but I decided right after counseling, I didn't get my LPC. And I had been out of it for a minute. And I'm like, I don't want to pay anybody for that. So if I'm going to pay somebody, Lord, where are you leading me? But it just like God do, it was exactly what I needed and where I needed to be. And so I'm a huge fan of E.9 Van Zandt. So I'm like, she got a life coaching program. And
I didn't know that. Right.
So yeah, I ended up going through that journey, and like I said, it was the best. It was a priceless
you actually
experience.
went through the training?
That's what
What?
Yes.
Oh, girl, this is about to be fun for real. Wow. So how long was your training and what was that like? I know I'm sorry to mean to interrupt you, but that's a big deal.
No, that's fine. It's a year program. I would say very intense program. I'm thinking I'm just gonna go learn some spiritual things to add to my counseling knowledge that I have, baby. If you've watched Fix My Life,
yes,
what it is.
What? Oh,
So yeah, it was a beautiful experience because we are our first client, and so it's healing so that if you're gonna help somebody else shift and change their life, you got to make sure your life has shifted and changed.
Yes.
And so that's what that program. That's just a glimpse of what that program.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Man, that's amazing. I'm glad to actually meet somebody who's gone through it and can give their testimony that it is a great program. Shout out to E.9 Van Zandt, y'all. Yeah. She is awesome and super duper amazing. Yes, if y'all don't know her, y'all better get to know her. I'm actually reading 3. I have a devotional by her. I read another daily book, and then I also am reading another book by her. So I have like 3 literally sitting on my desk reading simultaneously. I'm like, honey, this is
look good. It sound like you doing the work then.
I'm doing the work, honey, because I do, being a spiritual leader myself, I do want to get into a space of doing some things like that, but it ain't about me right now. It's all about you, Miss Candace Tuck, and we are so happy that you graced us with your presence here at the G.E.M. The G.E.M here, we truly inspire people to be the best version of themselves, and I saw that in your bio. I saw that you really want people to be their true and authentic self, and that seems to have been a theme this season. This is my 2nd season of the G.E.M, and everyone who has come on has talked about that true authenticity and what that looks like from the inside out. Can you share a little bit of your perspective around authenticity and being your true self?
What I realize is that the authenticity is exactly who God made us to be. It's
Mm.
a power within us, and it's a part of your personality, but then too, it's a knowing of you are God's masterpiece. Like,
Yes.
and if you think about what a masterpiece is, it's beautiful, and it may not be perfect, but it is perfect, and it stands out because of the artist, the person that is creating the thing, and that it's so
Yeah.
unique. And so that authenticity is just being okay with being you,
That's right.
however that looks, and not folding under the pressure of making somebody else uncomfortable because of your uniqueness.
That's right.
Just stand in your truth. If this is what you believe, that's what you believe. If
Hmm.
how you want to look, that's how you look. And you don't need nobody permission to
Yes.
move.
You better
And
preach.
so it's a freedom behind authenticity. And
Hmm.
it's also that I would also say this, it's not just looking at the amazing things about us, but authenticity is also being able to acknowledge the areas where we are weak,
Yes.
and knowing that and owning that. Because then when
Hmm.
you own it, people can't use it against you.
Yes.
People can't try to throw it in your face. Oh, well, you this. You know what? I know that. And I'm still praying about that. But you're right. I own that. And so it's just being your whole self and accepting all the things about you. And if you see some a part of you that you want it to be better, then
Hmm.
you get to work on that. You
Yeah.
get to work on it. So
I love that. I absolutely love that. And like you said, the good, the bad, and the ugly.
yeah.
We got to deal with all of who we are and
Yes.
be okay with that. So yeah. So what would you say so far is your greatest success? I know you started on this journey a couple years ago, but I know you had some great wins. So can you share those with us or a few of those with us?
Oh man, I really get a joy. I'm gonna go with the first thing that popped in my head. I really get a joy in the aha moments of my clients. Like when
Mm,
we're working and it's like, oh, I ain't never thought about it like that. Or, oh, I didn't realize that's why I was doing it, because my foundational scripture is Romans 12 and 2.
oh.
And so I see you know it. Do not conform any longer to the patterns of this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your
None of your
mind.
mind.
When you can change your mind, you can change your life. So
Absolutely.
I would say that is like that greatest win, but also if I made it more of a personal about me, it is just shifting to a place of truly walking boldly and confidently in who I know God is calling me to be.
Right.
Because it was a time and place where I may have dimmed my own light, minimized, and didn't see the God within. Oh,
Mm.
that's the win
You,
right there.
you better
I'm
come
gonna say
on.
this. My relationship with God now. That
Yes.
is, I've been in church all my life.
Mm-hmm.
But when I went through the spiritual life coaching program, I began to experience God and apply versus just having the knowledge.
Amen.
And
Yep.
so that right there was a game changer. Because honey, when you can walk like that, it supports you in changing all the other stuff within you. And
Mm, that's deep. That is deep. And speaking of changing the other stuff within us, you know, people always talk about the victory when we're on the other side, right? But not often enough do people talk about when we in that valley and we having that valley
mm,
experience, right?
yeah,
Because we don't want to scare people off, or we don't want people to be afraid to actually endure while they're in or having that valley experience,
yeah.
right? So what kind of encouragement would you give somebody who is literally in their valley experience, going through the murk of it all and trying to like weather that storm and hopefully look at things like it's going there's going to be an end to it and they're going to get to the other side.
I would say this: nothing is happening to you; it's
Mm.
happening for you.
Woo, girl.
It's
That right
not happening to you; it's happening for you because there's something greater inside of you that needs to come out, and or you need to be seeing yourself differently. Sometimes, if I speak for my own personal, we're in a valley moment because we just don't see our power. So many times we're looking at God outside of us instead of looking at God inside of us.
Yes.
And ourselves. He's like, you and me, and I'm in you. So
Yes.
there's a power, and it's a healing, and it's like, I want you to know that what you are going through, it's like being in the gym. It's heavy, but you're getting stronger. Your muscles getting bigger, and your physique, your inner physique is changing.
Right.
And so if you can change how you looking at what you're going through, whether it's, I talk a lot about relationships. Maybe your marriage is in a valley moment. What is God trying to show you about you? Maybe it is time to use your voice because you've been shushing, you're not saying what you need to say, you struggling internally. But if you would just simply use your voice, maybe God is calling you to look at yourself higher. Maybe it's calling you to, no, you stubborn. And so you're going through this because you're stubborn. Let it go. Stop trying to be in control and let me be in control.
Yeah.
So if you are going,
girl, you talking to me? Because I feel like this is personal right now.
It's like those valley moments is just calling you higher, right, so you can get to the mountaintop. Yes. And it's constantly looking at, what is this showing me about me? Because everything starts with us, and as long as we try to make it about everything outside of us, we'll never get our own personal lesson.
Yeah, right.
So, and it's like, once you own it for yourself and you figure out, oh, this is what this is about. You can still hold other people accountable. You can still have, that's right, expectations. Yeah, but it's, let me look at me first, and then I come and holler at you once I get Candace together.
That's right. That's right. And I love that, Candace. Like, you're exactly right. You know, going through those valley experiences is not easy, but you have to remember that, you know, God did not create us to be in those low places for long, right? Yeah. He wants us to experience those things so we can have I mean, what's the testimony without a test? I know people say that as a cliche, but it's real talk. You got to go through some things because there's people that you got to touch, and people that you got to talk to. When you meet them, your testimony is going to save their life. Yeah. You know, so you got to go through certain things or witness certain things so that you can share with others. So hopefully you can pull them out. So, you know, and like you said, endure during that time and just trust God with the process. Because, man, that's powerful. So listen, what was in this entire kind of like transition and transformation, what would you say was like your biggest failure?
I had to, it came with faith. It came with faith. When I started the life coaching program, I was in education for like 20 years, 19 years. And I ended up just walking out on faith and trusting what I was believing, what God was telling me. But it didn't look like Tammy. It didn't look like I thought it was going to look.
Right.
And I'm like, hold up. Yes. And I remember watching a T.D. Jakes sermon that was like, it's bigger than you think. And it changed my total perception of it. And it's like, oh, entrepreneurship is a faith walk. Yes. This ain't just going to turn around like you think it's going to turn around. And I would say, and still along those same lines, I looked up after being in it, I think it probably about 2 or 3 years. And I fumbled the bag. I did not apply my money like I needed to. Yeah. And I had to go back into the workforce. And for me, on the onset of that thing, I was devastated. I had freedom. I got a taste of what it looks like to work for yourself. Yes. But I did not want the financial strain to continue because I saw how it not only was affecting bills, but more so was affecting my husband. Yeah. And
that could be a lot on the partner.
Yeah. So going back in, it was just like, oh my God, like I did not want to do it. And I did originally look at it like, I failed at that.
Yeah.
And then, come the next year, but prior to that, I did not qualify for I think it's PLS loan forgiveness.
Yeah.
But me going back that 1 year, I reapplied and got a letter, all your loans forgiven. So it was like, you just never know the why behind it.
Absolutely.
So it literally in life, in this journey to our destiny until we are transitioned, it is literally, like you said, it is trust in the process. And if I say I believe in God, I gotta really believe that all things are working together for their good. So those would be those 2 moments where it's like,
wow,
what I had, what I dreamed, it didn't manifest, but yet it did, but it just didn't look like Candace thought it was gonna look.
But I'm glad you stuck in there, and it's okay to balance entrepreneurship and having another job. Because look, something got to give for a little bit. We got to. Yes, we operate in faith, but also, the Lord don't want us to be foolish. We got to make sure that we can plan accordingly, and that things will kind of work out to where we can fully go into full-time entrepreneurship. So it's a part of the journey.
I'm still going forward because I know that's where I'm supposed to be. So it is literally trusting God and doing what Candace is supposed to do. So
that's right.
Now balancing both systems at this time.
Absolutely. I feel you on that. So listen, what has been like the biggest compliment that you have gotten as a coach, as a spiritual coach?
That someone would tell me that they felt the anointing on my life. That is the biggest compliment, I think, that is just like, all glory be to God. Like, because I am who I am because of him. So to feel, and just when I hear the anointing, it is like you are doing what I've called you to do. And so I would say that. Because my coaching looks different. Like, I am over the book club at my church. So although it's book club, I'm a spiritual life coach. So where I am, you get that.
That's right.
And a part of that, I get to be a coach even in that environment. Or I'm, part of the leadership team of the Women of Faith. So I get to coach or speak even in those settings. So it is that when somebody experiences me, they can feel God's anointing. So that would be the biggest compliment.
Yes. If you could go back in time to your 18-year-old self, 18-year-old Candace Tuck, your last name might have been different. If you go back to 18-year-old Candace and, share any piece of advice with her, what would you tell her and why?
Discover who you really are. Who you really are.
Yeah.
Because I would tell her that, because not knowing who I was, I settled. In certain things, I definitely, like in certain relationships, like I joke with my husband all the time, like, boy, if I'd known who I really was when I met you, we might not be together.
Right.
Because I just would have had some different standards, but I trust and believe that God really called us together, so he would have just elevated to the standard. But definitely, that's what I would have said. Know who you are and have confidence in yourself. I used to tell my students all the time, like, I didn't feel like I had low self-esteem, but I didn't feel like I had high self-esteem. But as I started to process that, I'm like, I don't even know if that's a thing. I guess I could have been in the gray, right in the middle on certain things I knew and believed, but there was things that I didn't. So I would tell 18-year-old Candace, understand what it means to be a child of God, and understand the power that you have within you to do and be whatever you want to be.
Yeah.
And no is okay. No does not, don't get caught up in a no.
Right. Mm.
Because you might get 5 or 10, 20 no's, but the right yes will change your life.
Woo! Girl, you
So
better come on and preach.
that's what I would tell myself.
Yes.
Yeah. Because that would have been a game changer at 18.
Yes. Oh, I felt that. I felt all of that.
Yeah.
I felt that. Listen, tell me about the 3 most influential people in your life.
I'll start with my mother.
Mm-hmm.
And I say my mother because she gave me the foundation.
Mm-hmm.
My mom is a very religious, made sure we were in church. So I knew God.
Mm-hmm.
I had to learn him for myself,
Yeah.
but I knew him. And my mama is, I think she's the epitome of feminine energy. She's the softness. She's not, I'm an independent. She ain't that.
Right.
So
None of that.
my mom, yeah, and I'm her only girl. So it's like she was a great example of what it is to be a woman, to be
Oh,
a
wow.
lady.
That's good. Yeah.
I would definitely say E.9 The
Yes.
Yeah, definitely. I think how she shows up in the world as a
Yes.
healer, as a someone who wants people to see their best self, to
Mm-hmm.
heal it all up so they can show up. So I love the confidence in which she moves in, and just I think I heard her and Oprah said it, and it made me start saying it like, show me how you want me to show up, God, and
Mm.
that's what I want to do.
Wow.
And so it will be her, and I'm gonna say the other person who popped in my mind was my daughter Courtney, who's special needs, but she's my oldest daughter,
Mm-hmm.
and she gives a unconditional love,
Wow.
unconditional love. She's the angel of the house, and the way she loves on people, and just the ability to be her, but she's not cognitive of all the stuff that
Yeah.
we worry about. So she just gets to live life just literally how God brought her into this world. So
Wow.
I would say those 3 off the top of my head.
That's amazing. That's a powerhouse 3 right there.
Yeah. Yeah.
I love it. I love it. If you could have coffee with any historical figure, dead or alive, because I got to say that because people always go for the dead folks, which is fine. Any historical figure, now or those that have passed on, who would it be and why?
Hmm. Who would I want to sit with and just pick their brain?
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, this is a good one. Oh, who would it be? Who would it be? I guess I would say President Barack Obama. Just because of, you had the highest position in the world. How did you maneuver that with the amount of grace that you did? What was your conversations like for God? Because you did it for 8 years, and you had to, everything that you went through, your wife went through, and your kids went through. Just, and what was the conversations with yourself? So I would just want to sit and just listen to what that experience was like, so that I can see how do I apply that to my life and um my elevation. And so off the top of my head, that's who I would say. I don't really think a lot about sitting down with certain people. So that's a good question.
Yeah, I mean, and that was a great choice. I mean, I would love to sit Barack, right?
Yeah.
Yes, we would love to have you back, Barack, too.
We'll be like, and bring Michelle too, because we need to hear the relationship side of things as well.
Yes, right, right. What is one piece of advice that you give to someone that is just starting out, looking to be a spiritual coach?
I would say go through a real program.
Mm-hmm.
And because I would say I almost went through a program that was like a 3-day event. It was 3 days. And I am so grateful that it fell through and did not manifest. That wasn't nothing but God, because I was going to do it and the person ended up not doing it. And then after like going through my process, you want to do your own work before you get out here in the world and trying to heal somebody else.
Yeah.
You want to have healed yourself. So I would tell them to go through a program that will allow you to look at yourself, that will push you, that will cause you to be uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Go through a program, like get the details of the program and understand that if it is a great program, it will be priceless. So even if you think you cannot afford it, if you believe that's the program God is calling you to, you pray about it and you walk in faith with it. And if they don't have a opportunity for you to heal while you are going through that program, you need to get your own counseling.
Right.
Or have an own experience, but you need to do your own work.
Yeah.
Do your own work, because when you're helping somebody change their life, you want to be able to speak from experience.
Right.
I'm trying to tell you to do something that I haven't done.
Right.
And sometimes people are resistant when you are coaching them. And if you're not clear about who you are, you will get triggered. Because your ego done jumped up into the situation.
Yep.
Now you mad and the whole session is a mess. So I would say if you're really considering it, know your why and go through a program that has accreditation. And it is, I would say, go through a program that's longer than 6 months or longer.
Right.
Anything less than that,
Yeah. Yeah, because and like you said, it's worth the investment.
Absolutely.
It's worth the investment. Are you listening to podcasts right now? And if so, what are your top 3?
Well, the top one will be my own, the Couples Lounge.
Shout out to the Couples Lounge, y'all.
Yes. The next one that I listen to Hardly Initiated. More times than not, I listen to them as well. And
what do they talk about?
They're over the last year or two, they have shifted to relationships.
Oh, okay.
And bringing people on. Like I'm a relationship person. Like,
of course, yeah.
Even God has like shifted. Like, girl, this is your top.
This your lane.
Focus on marriage.
Yes.
So I would say those will be the 2 podcasts. But I listen, like, just YouTube. Yeah. I listen to a lot of Apostle Joshua Selma, and as I was speaking, and I said President Barack, which I still, but then I was like, nah, I would want to sit down with that man right there.
Yeah.
Anointed.
Yeah.
I want to go to Africa. So
yes.
So yeah.
Apostle Samuel.
Joshua Selma, Selma.
Joshua Selma. Okay. Okay. I'm gonna have to definitely Google and YouTube.
Oh,
yeah. What gems have been shared with you along your life's journey that really stuck with you, and you apply those gems every single day or throughout your life, and you always remember these certain gems that people dropped in your life along your journey?
The power of choice. That I'm absolutely not limited. All I got to do is make a choice. And my mindset was like, it used to be, well, it's gotta be this, or it's gotta be my way. It's got to be this,
right?
But it's like, no. It's unlimited choices, and that has been such a blessing, because when you feel like you stuck, all you gotta do is take a breath, get into meditation, Give me
Mm,
another way. It's always another way. So it is the power of choice. I have the power to choose. And
mm,
that even can go in when I'm in the experience.
yeah.
I ain't gotta sit in this experience. I don't have to. I have the power to get up and walk away.
Mm, mm.
So that will be one. You have the power to choose. Like I said earlier, nothing is happening to me, it's happening for me. So that
Amen.
gets me out of victim mindset. And I would say the final one would be nothing is impossible with God.
Yeah, I know that's right.
Nothing.
I know that's right. I know that's right. I love that. I love that. And you said something that's important, you know, about taking breaths, breathing, meditating, and letting go of things. You know, how do you find yourself like when you are coaching and something is really deep and, you know, sometimes it's just heavy on you? Do you feel like you need to kind of take space and kind of, you know, what do you do to kind of release some of the things that sometimes burden you as a coach?
From what my clients have shared,
Yeah, yeah, when it's heavy.
um, it's really just praying over it.
Mm,
Really praying over it. Um, yeah, and that way I don't get in a loop. In a loop when I mean like I
mm,
cannot stop thinking about them. Like where I'm finding myself thinking about but that's a normal thing. Definitely if they share it, because I'm thinking of how do I support them? What activity? What do we need to talk about? Or what should how should I guide them with their heart work? And so when it feels heavy, then it's literally a prayer. Or sometimes it is okay. I gotta go get a massage, and so working in the school system, I would tell you that's probably where a lot of my heaviness come from, because
mm-hmm,
it's understanding the students do not they have power, but their power is limited because of the adults in their life. So
mm-hmm.
when you hear kids sharing abusive stories, sexual abuse stories,
Oh,
and
yeah.
people just how they're being hurt, or you just see like they want out of the situation, but the
Mm.
CPS ain't it's not doing it. So it is
It's
that's
unfortunate.
where the heaviness comes from. And it's like just doing things to shift my energy. It may be a massage. I love to dance. So sometimes it may be I gotta dance because this is heavy on me. So
Mhm.
it is that.
That's
Hmm.
good. That's good. At least you have something that you do to, you know, release those things because some things will try to attach themselves to you, and
Yeah.
you know we gotta release
And
those
a
things.
good walk outside when it feels good.
Oh yeah,
A good walk in nature just is feels relaxing as well.
yeah. So yeah, so I hear your accent. What area are you from, or where do you live?
I'm in Texas.
I was about to say I hear that accent. I'm like, where you from, girl?
Yes, Texas.
Yes, we gotta come visit you in Texas, good old Texas.
Where are you?
I'm in the DMV in Maryland.
Oh, in Maryland. Okay. I come
Yeah,
to Maryland every month.
really?
Yes.
Well, listen, when you in town, we got
Yes.
to connect, girl, because this
Okay.
it's so crazy how we're connected through the Black Speakers Network, and like
Hmm.
literally everyone is scattered across the nation, but we all like kind of can get to each other in different ways because we all gather, especially the DMV. The DMV is like a melting pot, and so
Mm,
like a lot of people come here, you know, for different things. I mean, this is,
yeah.
you know, here between here and Atlanta is big Black culture.
Yes,
So
chocolate
yes,
cities.
yes, yes. What gems have you shared with other people that have inspired them?
Ooh. Yeah, Tammy, you coming with some good old
I'm
questions.
coming with it. You know, you on the gem. So this is what we
Gems
do.
that I have shared with others. It's really asking the question of like whenever I speak, this is like a question I always ask the audience, like, who are you?
Mm-hmm.
Because people they don't, I won't say never. It's the thought of really thinking about what that is. And when you ask the question so many times, people start listening and want to tell you about titles.
Mm.
Scratch that. That's what you do. I said, who are you?
Right.
So to be able to pour that into people, like your who are you needs to start with I am, and that is who wherever you show up, whatever you just ran down, that's who you should show up as. So if you
Right.
say I am joy, people should be experiencing joy. If
That's
I am
right.
creative, then we ought to see that. It don't matter what your title is, I should see some creativeness. So just reminding or supporting people in really understanding who they are and helping them understand what that looks like. That will be a gem. And really
Yeah.
supporting people in understanding, definitely couples, is that when you get into intimate relationships are almost designed to bring up how I read it is like this: when a childhood wound is ready to be healed or released, it will show up as a series of events in intimate relationships.
That's interesting.
Yeah. So understanding our childhood, you might marry the adult version, but you marrying the kid as
Oh.
well. So you marrying two people. Are you in relationship with two people? So understand that those relationships are gonna bring things up. But when it comes up, you get to heal because God needs you to be a better version. As
Mm-hmm.
you heal, you just get to be like this plant that just a flower that's unfolding. And
Yeah.
so helping them understand that so that the blame is not always it takes you out of victim mindset, and it hopefully encourages you like, okay, I'm going through this and I keep going through this. Let me get the lesson so I don't have to keep getting the test.
Right.
You get the lesson. And so that will be a gem like that I'm really big on. And just I would say the other one is understanding that your marriage doesn't necessarily have to end in divorce.
Yeah.
If you and your spouse will both be all in to what it takes to get, as you said earlier, to the other side, you can get there.
Yeah.
You can get there. Let me give the disclaimer because somebody come on here. I ain't talking about if abuse is present. I'm not
No.
talking about that. Because
Yeah.
no, God does not want you in a position with somebody who's knocking you upside your head, physically, spiritually, mentally, emotionally abusing you. No, 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 no.
Yeah.
But other than that,
So what about, I know you talk a lot about couples, and what about people that, like myself, that are single
mm-hmm.
and, um, want to be in relationships or the desire to be in a relationship long term, if not now, down the line or whatever the case may be, give some advice to the single people. What should they be?
I would say this. I love that question as
I've
well.
been married before,
Yeah.
divorced, but for the single people out here,
I
we
would say
outside.
this.
We outside.
As you dating, have fun.
That's what I say.
Date
Have fun.
and
That's
have
right.
fun. As me and my husband was doing the show, I realized that men dating and women dating are two different things.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Women,
Speak on it.
she dating, but she with you. You already hugged in the dating phase, but you dating like, nah, I'm dating. A man be like, nah, I'm dating her, dating. I'm trying to know all of y'all. It's not until we both verbally make a commitment that we are an item. Other than that, you're just dating.
Right.
Have fun, but most importantly, and this is something I was talking about in my book club, show up as your authentic self. Do not
I mean,
send your representative on a date. Let
that's right.
somebody like you for you, fall in love with you for you.
That's right.
And don't be dating operating in fear. Like, I ain't saying that. You don't get to know this about me. If it come up, share it. Share it if it's on your heart, but don't date in fear.
Right.
Like, I don't want to say too much. What if he do it? He
Well,
ain't got
Candace,
that much control.
there's a lot of judgmental people out here though, so like And to your point, I think that it is important in dating to just be your authentic self. Like I'm gonna always show up as me. I can't be anything other than Tammy, right? But you got people that don't show up as themselves because they're afraid of who they are, so to speak, and thinking that people might judge like who they really are. And I'm like, we ain't got no heaven and hell to put anybody in. Like, be you authentically. Like, whoever the right person is to date you or whatever, to connect with you in that moment, whatever that you're gonna have fun or whatever, that be your authentic self to that person. Because I'm like, I can't be nobody else. It's too hard to be somebody else. You know what I mean?
That part. And that whole thing, that's another thing I want to tell people. That using this word, who is they? No, that is a judgment that you have about yourself. Are they gonna think this? No, that is what you think about yourself. Clean that up, clear that up, see what that is about. And then you get to walk in, this is me. Now, if it really doesn't matter what you say about me, because you are entitled to whatever your opinion is. Okay. But this is me. And then if who I am don't match with you, that's okay too.
It's fine.
People, you breaking up in relationships, you're mad, you're resentful, you can't even move on because you still stuck on what he or she did. Be grateful. That it is over.
What you said, be grateful because what is over?
It's over.
It's a blessing in it.
If it was meant, y'all would be together. You're not meant. Thank them for the experience. Thank them for the memories. Thank them for the lessons. Now, I'm telling you, I love Ursula's song. Good. We ain't good.
I like
we ain't good, but we good. We good. I wish you the best. I wish myself the best.
I love you, Candace.
It's look her, Tammy.
You said something that we ain't good, but we good.
Here, angry, mad, baby. It's too many people. Come out. Kamala said it's 18 million people in this world.
Candace, I love you. Yes.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. She said we ain't good, but we good.
We still good.
That right there, you know what? You better add that to your gems. Listen, gem is.
What about Liza Sisters was like, Candace, do you realize what that song is saying? Yes. When I say I'm singing it like I'm Usher, I'm singing it to the top of my lungs. And because
we ain't good, we good.
I'm gonna still be happy for you.
Yeah.
And
you ain't gotta be together for me to be happy for you, right?
Yeah. So yeah.
I love that. And honestly, in my singleness, I do embrace those things. Like, I believe in having fun with people. I believe that, I'm gonna show up as who I am, because for a long time, like you said, Ken, I didn't always show up as who I am, because people be like, oh, you got a lot of energy. You too, like, I'm silly, I'm outgoing, I'm very optimistic. Like, I don't think about things in I don't even look for the negative, because I'm too busy thinking that if whatever it is going to work out. Like, I know God is going to work it out. So I don't think negatively. I don't be like, oh, this ain't, you know what I mean? I just don't think like that. I'm not built like that. I'm always optimistic. Like, people tell me, I'm a grant writer, right? That's like one of my, under my business umbrella. So people be like, are you sure? I'll be like, man, you going to get this. Even if we not, like, because I, like, whatever I do, I just think so optimistically. And honestly, I've had more blessings by thinking that way than when I'm thinking like, oh, this may not happen. The minute I start to doubt, I'm like canceling out my blessing. So for years, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna just be like whoever I want to be. Like, my true authentic self, being optimistic, open-minded. I'm silly, I'm fun-loving, I'm loud, I talk, I'm a people person, and like, I'm so friendly, but I'm also aware and conscious too. You know what I'm saying? And I love the Lord. And so I'm gonna be that. I'm gonna be that.
It sounds to me like you free.
I'm free. It took a while. Yeah. Coach Candace, I can't call you Coach Candace. Coach Candace, it took me a while to get to this point, Coach Candace. But I thank God I've arrived, because people are like, oh, you got a glow on you. Are you in a relationship? No, I'm just glowing because I know who I am. I'm
Yeah.
showing up as my authentic self, and I'm not even apologetic about it. Like, I don't even care. Like, cause who I am feels good to me today. I like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? These
Yes.
last few years have been amazing. And
Yes.
it's like I just see God working in my life, and I'm not mad at it at all. You
Yes.
know?
Absolutely.
And I
That,
want to
yeah,
share that
you
light
said,
with everybody.
woo, let me tell
You
you
know?
something, how our souls are so like just connected. Just the words that you are dropping is like that unapologetic. Oh my God. Like that's a
Right.
part of my vision when it says, what am I trying to co-create with God? Yeah, that people know who they are and they
Yes.
walk in courage and
Mm.
confidence, unapologetically. Like, what you think about me, you can have it.
Right. Right.
I'm good. I'm good, good.
Good, good. I absolutely love and adore you. Listen, I'm doing a women's event in the early part of next year, and I would love to have you come, and we could talk about that offline, girl, because I
Okay.
need you in the building with all of this
Absolutely.
good energy, and and really bringing that spiritual component. As a woman of faith myself, I understand that, and we need that. We need more of that.
Mhm.
And I want what I'm going to be presenting is really, it's about how we need to stop acting ugly. And the movement is called Girl Stop Acting Ugly. UGLY is the acronym,
Mhm.
and that is the event that is underway, and it is going to be powerful because it's taking off them layers. Girl, stop acting ugly.
Yeah.
All them layers of stuff and all that extra stuff we be doing. Stop it. Stop
Yeah.
it. And like you said, be your authentic self, be your true self, and let your light shine. Because all that
Yeah.
ugliness ain't pretty and ain't cute, and it's dulling your light, baby.
Yeah.
So, we
Dim
got,
in your own light. Yes.
yes, yes.
Oh, yeah, that's
So,
gonna be good. You calling the girls higher.
yes,
Yeah.
amen. Come on now.
Yeah.
So, listen, if you could be remembered for one thing or a couple things, whatever you want to share, what
Mhm.
would you want your legacy to be? What do you want people to know you for?
Oh my goodness.
I know
Oh
it's so many things, right?
yes. I know, I'm just loving your questions.
Oh, thank you, thank you, thank you.
Oh, what do I want to be known for? I would say a woman after God's own heart. Like, I wanna please God, and I wanna do it how He called me to do it. In
Yes.
that authenticity, like I want, and that's what I always say, like, Lord, don't ever let me get where other people's opinions, well, you can't do it like this. Like, no, 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 no. He gave me this personality, and I'm gonna do it like He has called me to do it. So to say she lived her life from a place of peace, joy, love, and fun, and she did her part in changing the world.
Mm,
That's what I would want people to remember me
I
as.
feel that.
Yeah,
I felt every last bit of
yeah,
that.
yeah.
You are a great speaker. I love the way you project, and you're connecting with people across the airways right now in a major way. I want you to close us out and speak to the people, whether it's through prayer or just a word of encouragement. But I want you to speak to anyone that may be watching or that's gonna watch this later, and encourage them, in whatever way you feel fit. I'm here for it.
I just want to tell you this, that I don't care what you done been through. The desires in your heart, you deserve them. To go after them full fledged, and knowing that you have everything in you already to do what it is God has called you to do. Yeah, it might take some education to pull it up and out. It may take conversations with other people, but the treasure is already there. So you just got to be willing to open the box to get in there and pull it out. Your life will change the moment you want to. You want it to. I heard a saying from Brian Allen. I hope I don't mess it up. He said, "Greatness is a decision, And once you decide to be unstoppable, you will be. And I'm going to leave you with that.
Woo! Y'all, Miss Candace Tuck was
Yeah.
on the gem, y'all, and she just blessed our souls,
Yeah.
y'all, with amazing gems. Thank you so much for joining us today. Can you please tell the people how they can follow you on social media, how they can look you up if they're in Texas, whatever the case may be? Please let us know.
All right. So y'all, you can go to my website. It's www.candace. You see it on the screen, CandaceTuck.com. But I'm also on Instagram as The Spirit Chiropractor, and my name on Facebook. And then follow all things The Couples Lounge, YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook. And that's where you can find all my relationship stuff. So yeah, come hang out with me in those spaces. And if you're on my website, you'll kind of find out like where I'm speaking. But I post it on all my social medias too.
I love it. Oh my goodness. I am so blessed to have had you here today on the Gem. Thank you for just supporting, the vision here and
Yeah.
inspiring people. We are people inspiring people. And I truly feel blessed and inspired by you. And I know so many people watching do too. And we are so grateful. And I just thank you so much. And
And I want to say thank you as well, Tammy, for
yes.
even giving me a yes to say yes. You can come and share and be on my platform,
Yes.
because I believe we both are out here doing what God has called us to do. So I thank you for allowing me to be a vessel for God on today. Thank you.
Yes, my pleasure. My pleasure. Well, thank you for rocking with the Gem. You have an amazing evening. Thank you. And
Thank
of course,
you.
I'm pulling you up on the event in the
Okay,
spring. So,
let's do it.
all right. Have a good night.
Bye, y'all.
Bye, y'all.